The world craves leaders who don't bend, don't break, and don't beg for approval. Yet, the men who embody this strength, the Sigma males, often walk away from the spotlight. Why? Because their power doesn't need a stage. It's woven into every action, every choice, every unyielding moment of truth. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, where we strip away the noise and dive into the raw, unfiltered essence of what it means to be a self-reliant, stoic force in a chaotic world. Today we're unraveling why Sigma males are the ultimate leaders, brilliant, magnetic, yet fiercely unwilling to wear the crown. This isn't about motivational fluff. It's about the unrelenting truth of what leadership means when you've mastered yourself. Stay with us as we break down 11 reasons why Sigmas redefine leadership, and why they choose to forge their own path instead of sitting on someone else's throne. Let's dive in. 1. The silent gravitational pull. The Sigma male doesn't lead with a megaphone. He leads with the weight of his actions. Forget the tired cliché of lead by example. This is something deeper, a relentless demonstration of competence that pulls others into orbit without a single word. Picture a man in a crisis, surrounded by chaos, his focus razor-sharp as he dismantles a problem with surgical precision. He doesn't demand loyalty or shout for attention. His results are a beacon, drawing others to align with his clarity. His every move is a masterclass in discipline, proving that true authority isn't a title pinned to your chest. It's the undeniable force of a man who lives his principles day in, day out. People don't follow him because they're told to. They follow because his consistency is a gravitational force, a living testament to the power of action over rhetoric. This pull is rooted in stoic mastery, knowing what's in your control and letting the rest burn. The Sigma doesn't waste energy on posturing or seeking approval. He channels it into outcomes. Imagine a team on the brink of collapse, arguments flaring, deadlines looming. The Sigma steps in not with a pep talk but with a solution delivered with calm certainty. His presence shifts the room's energy, not because he's charismatic but because he's effective. This is leadership without ego, where the strength of his character becomes a North Star for others to navigate by. At Sigma Male Community, we celebrate this silent power, urging you to cultivate it in your own life, to become a force that doesn't need to announce itself. 2. Pressure Alchemists. When the world ignites, most men crumble or lash out. The Sigma transforms. Pressure isn't his enemy, it's his forge where he hones clarity and purpose. This isn't about bottling emotions, it's about mastering them with a stoic's precision. Years of self-reflection have made him a cartographer of his own mind, mapping every trigger, every impulse, until he can navigate chaos with the calm of a monk. Picture a high-stakes boardroom, tempers flaring, panic spreading like wildfire. The Sigma sits unshaken, his voice steady, cutting through the noise with a solution no one else saw. His calm isn't an act, it's the product of relentless inner work, a refusal to let external storms dictate his state. This alchemy draws others to him, not for comfort but for stability. People don't want a cheerleader in a crisis, they need a rock. The Sigma's ability to respond, not react, makes him that rock, a beacon of reason in a world drowning in emotion. He's not suppressing his feelings, he's choosing which ones serve the moment and discarding the rest. This is stoic resilience in action, the discipline to stay clear when others lose their way. At Sigma Male Community we challenge you to become your own alchemist, to turn pressure into power, and to lead not by shouting, but by being the calm at the center of the storm. 3. Architects of the unseen future. While most leaders chase the next shiny milestone, the Sigma builds for a horizon others can't even see. His mind is a supercomputer, running simulations of cause and effect that stretch years into the future. This isn't just vision, it's a stoic commitment to understanding systems, to seeing the ripples of today's choices in tomorrow's outcomes. Imagine a man planting a forest, knowing he'll never sit in its shade. That's the Sigma, investing in foundations that endure while others scramble for quick wins. His frustration comes from working with those who can't see past the next quarter, who mistake motion for progress. This long-game thinking is why Sigmas are brilliant but reluctant leaders. They know true impact requires patience, a virtue lost on a world addicted to instant gratification. They'd rather architect systems that outlast them than chase applause for fleeting victories. Picture a Sigma in a corporate war room, quietly steering a failing project toward sustainability while others bicker over optics. His stoic clarity, focusing only on what he can control, makes him a master builder, but leading short-sighted teams feels like dragging anchors. At Sigma Male Community, we honor this foresight, urging you to think decades ahead and build something that lasts. 4. The anti-politician. The Sigma male looks at the corporate ladder and sees a rigged game, a circus of egos, posturing, and petty dramas. He's allergic to the inauthenticity of office politics, to the forced smiles and backroom deals that define traditional leadership. To him, it's a swamp of wasted energy, a distraction from solving real problems. Why play referee to fragile egos when you can build something meaningful on your own terms? His brilliance lies in his refusal to perform, to waste his intellect on managing perceptions instead of creating value. He'd rather walk away than trade his integrity for a corner office. This rejection is pure Stoic wisdom. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. The Sigma knows that navigating political quicksand often means compromising your soul for a title. Instead, he channels his energy into what's real, tangible results, meaningful work, authentic impact. Imagine a Sigma turning down a promotion not out of fear, but because he sees the strings attached. Endless meetings, hollow alliances, and diluted focus. At Sigma Male Community, we celebrate this defiance, encouraging you to prioritize substance over status and to lead by building, not by playing the game. 5. Deep currents, not shallow streams. The Sigma doesn't collect business cards or followers. He forges alliances that run soul deep. His connections aren't about networking. They're about mutual respect, intellectual rigor, and unshakable loyalty. Picture two men in a quiet room, dissecting ideas with brutal honesty, no egos, no pretense. That's the Sigma's tribe, a small, deliberate circle built on trust, not convenience. These bonds are his strength, a network of steel that amplifies his impact without draining his energy. In a world of fleeting handshakes, his relationships are anchors, forged in shared values and relentless authenticity. This approach is Stoic to its core. Focus on what matters, discard the rest. The Sigma invests in people who challenge him, who match his integrity, not those who flatter or serve short-term gain. Leading a shallow crowd feels like herding sheep. He'd rather cultivate a wolf pack. His leadership emerges organically from these deep currents, creating a ripple effect of trust and respect. At Sigma Male Community, we urge you to seek quality over quantity in your connections, to build bonds that withstand storms and amplify your power. You feel it in your bones, the clarity, the strength, the vision to lead. Yet, the idea of taking the helm feels like stepping into a cage. You see the compromises, the endless tug-of-war with those who'd rather follow trends than forge paths. This isn't doubt, it's wisdom. You know your greatest impact lies outside the spotlight, in the work you do when no one's watching. The Sigma's power thrives in freedom, not in titles. Embrace that truth. The world needs your leadership not as a figurehead but as a force, building, creating, and living on your terms. At Sigma Male Community, we're here to guide you in owning that power, step by Stoic step. 6. Confidence that whispers thunder. The Sigma's confidence doesn't shout. It rumbles like distant thunder, felt more than heard. It's not a performance, no chest thumping, no need for applause. It's the quiet certainty of a man who knows his worth, forged through years of facing his own flaws and conquering them. Picture a room full of loud voices, each vying for dominance. The Sigma speaks softly, yet every head turns. His words carry weight because they're backed by action, not bravado. People trust him not because he demands it, but because his presence is a mountain, unmovable, undeniable, steady. This is Stoic self-mastery in action, knowing yourself so deeply that external noise can't shake you. The Sigma owns his mistakes, corrects course without drama, and makes decisions with calm conviction. This quiet power draws others in, not through charm, but through the rare authenticity of a man who needs no one's approval. At Sigma Male Community, we challenge you to cultivate this confidence. Not the loud kind that fades, but the kind that anchors you and inspires others to rise. 7. The sovereign mind. The Sigma is king of his inner world. His self-awareness isn't casual. It's a fortress, built through relentless introspection. He knows his strengths, his limits, his triggers with the precision of a master strategist. This isn't about ego, it's about operational clarity. He governs his emotions like a general, choosing when to engage and when to stand down. Picture a man in a heated argument, unmoved, dissecting the situation with cold logic while others drown in their feelings. His sovereignty makes him immune to the chaos that derails lesser men. This inner rule is the heart of Stoic discipline. Control your mind and the world follows. The Sigma doesn't lead others by force. He leads by being an anchor, a man so grounded that others naturally align with his clarity. Formal leadership often feels like babysitting those who lack this discipline, a distraction from his own path. At Sigma Male Community, we urge you to master your inner kingdom first, to become a man whose clarity and strength become a beacon for others without ever needing to raise your voice. 8. The liberation of ego immunity. Most leaders are chained to their egos, craving praise, fearing criticism, chasing status. The Sigma is free. His drive comes from within, a hunger for excellence, a need to solve problems, a commitment to his values. He doesn't need a corner office or a standing ovation to feel whole. Picture a man stepping aside, letting another take credit for his idea, unbothered because the work itself was the point. This ego immunity lets him see clearly, decide objectively, and act without the baggage of pride or insecurity. This freedom is Stoic liberation, focusing only on what you can control, your actions, your principles. Leading formally often means wrestling with egos, both yours and others, a draining game the Sigma refuses to play. He'd rather build something lasting than fight for fleeting recognition. At Sigma Male Community, we celebrate this clarity, urging you to shed the ego's weight and lead through the purity of your work, not the pursuit of glory. 9. System hackers, not rule followers. The Sigma doesn't just navigate systems, he sees through them. Organizations, markets, social dynamics, they're all code, full of flaws and hidden leverage points. While others follow the rulebook, he's rewriting it, finding backdoors and shortcuts the rigid miss. Picture a man in a bloated bureaucracy, quietly rerouting resources to save a failing project while others argue over protocol. His genius lies in seeing the system's weak points and exploiting them for progress, not personal gain. Leading within a broken system feels like wearing chains when he knows how to pick the lock. This is Stoic pragmatism. Work with reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. The Sigma's refusal to lead often stems from this clarity. He'd rather optimize the system from the outside than become its cog. His leadership is in his ability to hack, to innovate, to build better. At Sigma Male Community, we challenge you to see the systems around you for what they are and to carve your own path through them, leading not by rule but by ingenuity. 10. The Unspoken Compact. Sigma leadership isn't about control, it's about setting a standard so high it becomes a challenge. The Sigma offers no hand-holding, no coddling, just a clear example of excellence. Follow it or don't, that's your choice. Picture a man leading a project, his work impeccable, his focus unrelenting. He doesn't micromanage or beg for compliance, he simply shows the way. Those who rise to the challenge form a team of equals, bound by respect, not hierarchy. Those who can't keep up fall away. This compact creates groups of high-agency men, each driven by their own fire, united by a shared standard. This is Stoic leadership distilled. Inspire through action, not words. The Sigma's refusal to lead traditionally comes from knowing that true influence doesn't need a title. It needs integrity. He'd rather cultivate a tribe of warriors than a flock of followers. At Sigma Male Community, we urge you to embrace this compact, to lead by being the standard others strive to meet, not the boss they obey. 11. Architects of their own kingdom. The Sigma's ultimate act of leadership is his refusal to lead in chains. Formal roles often mean trading autonomy for politics, focus for drama, integrity for compromise. He chooses instead to build his own kingdom, a life, a project, a legacy defined by his terms. Picture a man crafting a masterpiece, whether it's a business, a craft, or a life of purpose, free from the noise of external expectations. His leadership shines in creation, not control, in building something real rather than managing someone else's vision. This is where his brilliance burns brightest. This choice is Stoic sovereignty. Live by your principles no matter the cost. The Sigma knows his power lies in freedom, not titles. He leads by example, by impact, by the quiet ripple of his work. At Sigma Male Community, we celebrate this refusal, urging you to carve your own kingdom, to lead not by ruling others, but by mastering yourself and building something that endures. Men of Sigma Male Community, you've just uncovered the truth about your power, the brilliance that makes you a leader and the wisdom that makes you refuse the throne. This is your call to action. Reflect on these principles, apply them to your life, and build your own kingdom with unrelenting purpose. Sigma Male Community is your guide, your forge, your tribe, here to fuel your growth, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your resolve. If this video spoke to your core, hit that like button to show the world you stand for something real. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Share how you're forging your path as a Sigma. If you're already subscribed, turn on that notification bell so you never miss the wisdom we're building here. And if you know a man who needs this, share this video. Let's grow this tribe of relentless, self-mastered men. Keep building, keep growing, and stay true to your path. We'll see you in the next one.